So welcome aboard. We got Matt here. Good morning on your end. And
Morning. Yep.
yeah, can you just introduce yourself to everyone watching this, your name, your age, your lifestyle, so that people get the full context on where you're coming from before we dive
Sure.
into the details?
Sure. Yeah. I'm Matt Williams. I'm 42. Been a State Farm agent that's in insurance for about 5 years. I was in the oil business previously, and I was fairly active day to day. Then I got behind a desk, got a little older, and the pounds kind of slowly started to come on. I've yo-yoed some. It'll go to high, then I'll get a handle on it, get down low, but it always comes back up. And so I through a work colleague, he kind of talked to me about what Morrow does and about his systems, and it's something I decided to give a try, and I've been very happy with it thus far.
Awesome. Good to hear that. And thanks for sharing your context and also story here. When let's just start there. When you said you decided to give it a try, what was the reason you were looking for a change? Like what was or possibly still is your motivation here?
Well, so I just got tired of the going up and going down, going up and going down. It's like when something worked, it was good, it worked, but it didn't work forever, and that was annoying. And then also, like, I'm in the insurance business. I meet a lot of different people, a lot of different stages of their life, and so I've just met people that I could tell, you know, didn't take care of themselves at a younger age, and they wish they had. And so it's like, okay, if I'm going to be around for my son when he's older, or when he have any grandchildren, I want to be an active, fit. Um, I want to be active and fit and be able to do things when I get older in retirement. There's really nothing sadder than seeing someone that's retired and can't do anything because they didn't take care of themselves, and you could just tell they regret it. And I talk to them every day. It's terrible. So I said, okay, we need to try to get a handle on this, and so I don't have that problem.
That's powerful. When you see day to day, all right, I do something now and I can go down another way, or I will become exactly that person that I'm speaking to.
Sure. Well, and that's the thing. Everything you do or don't do, you pay a price for. Um, so the same is for action or inaction. Action, I'm going to pay a price because it's going to be hard. It's going to make me sweat. It's going to make me sore, and I can't eat what I want when I want to. But in action, you also pay a price in that you do whatever you want, but also you suffer later in life. And it's just pick the price that you're going to pay. And for me, the better choice is to go ahead and pay now, because I don't want to pay later.
That's actually super powerful. I'm actually going to write that down.
There you
Um,
go. There you
with with the yo-yo stuff that you were doing, like the weight goes down, comes back up. What are some of the programs that you tried there that you saw, right, it's not working? Was that the diet or shakes?
Sure, sure. There's a program called Octavia, and man,
Hmm.
it works good as long as you're sticking to the protocol. And then if you deviate from the protocol, the weight comes back rather quickly. So it's like, it is helpful. Like if you need to cut 10 pounds quick to go to the beach for something, sure, it's helpful, but it's not a permanent deal. And when I was younger, when I was in my teens, I was very heavy, probably weighed about 350. And then so when I got to college, I started exercising more because I had a pretty non-active lifestyle when I was younger. So when I got to college and kind of got on my own, I started being active, exercising. It was good, and I maintained a pretty healthy weight for me. Not optimal, but pretty healthy weight. Um, for me, so it's always been a focus on trying to eat well and be active. But just the older I got, and the more work I had to do in an office, the less opportunity to be active. And then you can, there's always something. There's always a customer brings by dessert. There's always something. And so it's just like really, really watching the diet, which is something I'd never really had to do before. I've never really focused on the diet. And what you've taught me a lot of that is how crucial diet is. And how really, if you just change a few things, you could Like I'm never hungry. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. There are a few times when it's like I love pizza is my favorite food in the world. But I can't go to the buffet 5 times a week. I just can't do it. That's that pay now price. It's like, okay, but you can't do that all the time. But it's life is so much better if you don't do it. So there's some maturity. You just have to look at yourself and go, okay, this is what you have to do.
Mhm.
And then
Pizza is
you
also
you know
mine.
you
Yeah,
oh dude, it is so good. It is
I
so
know.
good. It's my
Mhm.
favorite. Yeah. But that's it too. It's just, being, really watching what I eat for 3 months and then having I have a bad weekend and then I screwed it up. I'm gonna, you will look at the scale, you gain 5 pounds. Oh, what's the point? It took me 3 months to lose 10 pounds and I gained 5 over the weekend. What's the point? That kind of stuff, you know,
Mm.
just making sure you build a process.
Mhm. Good. And so you said you said you wanted to do things differently, not anymore as you did and as you just walked it through. What was different this time? I know you said the diet and watching what you eat and also other elements, but as a general concept, what did you feel? Okay, this is different, and this is why I'm seeing the results that I'm seeing right now.
Well, there's lots of options. One, with your system, there's lots of options. Like there's stuff I can eat. The other system that I did last, it wasn't. It was like you have these 5 candy or these 5 bars or snacks every day, and then one meal. It was just very, very limiting. But your system, really using the macros and really sticking to it, it's like, man, I can eat a large variety of foods. I just have to make sure the macros fit. And so that's the thing. It's like, you know, it's very doable. You just have to be intentional and track it. And so with the other stuff I've tried, special diets like low carb, different things like that, it limits you so much, to where I think it feels so restrictive. And there's certain social situations I'll be in that a limited menu, any of those other diets that were just destroyed it. Whereas is this, it's like, okay, I've got this much I can do here, this much I could do here, this much I could do here, and you can make it work and make it fit. So there's lots of flexibility, lots of freedoms to it. You just have to stick to your allocated macros, and you're good. And then try to couple that with consistent activity, and then you get those two, and you're good. And so that's what I like about it. There's lots of options.
So really the variety and the flexibility that when
Sure.
you're not in the routine, you're traveling, okay, this changes, but I can still make it work even I'm not doing. Mhm. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I mean, my other one that I was on the last was the Octavia. Like I said, it works just fine. You just have to stick to it to the letter, and it's not something you could do your whole life very easily. Um, so like if you go on vacation and you forget your your snack bars or whatever, you're just toast. So it's a little different here, and which is good.
Perfect. So talking about what everyone wants to hear, the results, can you share a little bit more, maybe the tangible stuff like the weight, but also I think you told me the other day you dropped the belt, a few belt sizes, but also how you feel energy wise, mentally, physically, strength, all in all, that we can get the full picture here.
Sure. Yeah. So I've dropped a little over 20 pounds. Um, that's just weight. And then, but I've gotten more muscular. Part of this system is about raising your testosterone up naturally, having more energy, eat the right foods to do that, build muscle. Um, the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn, that kind of stuff. The better you feel, you're stronger. And so it's been a deal where I feel better because I'm not carrying around that 20 pounds of fat anymore. And I've got some more to go. But it's just a whole thing about looking at the whole body. And it's, I got more energy. I feel better. My clothes fit better. Um, there'll be days where my weight stays the same, but I'll tighten up the belt another notch, or everything feels looser. Um, and my wife told me the other day, she's like, "Man, your muscles, I notice your muscles are getting bigger." And then that's cool. And my son did something too. He said, "Man, your arms," or made some comment. Um, so it's good. It's like the fat's going away, the muscles gaining. And I've been belt shopping once or twice. Um, my latest belt I got, I'm already halfway down on the number of notches. And so, I don't get too focused on the weight from day to day, because it's like, because you can gain or go it. But the clothing, the pants are looser, everything is getting looser where it's supposed to be and tighter where it's supposed to be. So, and then that's a good feeling. I'm getting stronger. But it just feel a whole lot better overall.
And how many belt size would you say you dropped? 2, 3, 4?
Oh yeah, no. I've dropped, well, the other one probably, and I don't know exactly the knot. I don't know, but I mean 5 or 6 probably.
Wow.
As far as just the notches on them go. And then, but like pant size, I can't, I don't know. I was like a 42, now I'm around a 38. But pants are so different, man. I've got some that are 36s that fit. I've got some, I mean, pant sizes are so, in the States anyway, there's, you buy 5 different brands of jeans and they're all the different size. But I mean, so I'm down to like 36 in some, and other, but 3 or 4 pant sizes, 5 or 6 belt notches, the inches, it's good. It's good.
Perfect. And would you say, because that's one of the most important things, would you say that's something you can do long term, like is sustainable for the rest of your life?
Sure,
Mhm.
sure, absolutely. And what you have us do is you have us track everything, and I like that. Like, it's so black and white. It's like, okay, I can do this much per day, and I look at it. Okay, I've done it. Um, I can definitely do it the rest of my life. It's something. Now I'm going to have to track it. I'm going to have to do that. That's fine. I could do that. But that is so much easier. I mean, if you make it a habit, it's easy. And now I'm in the habit of doing things differently, and it's so much easier. But it's not, my lifestyle's been impacted for the better. Um, I have plenty of time. You don't ask us to do anything. It's like, okay, 4 hours in the gym every day. No, my workouts take between 40 minutes, 40 to 50 minutes, and they could probably be a little tighter, but sometimes it's just harder to, you got to rest a little more between reps, but it's 40 or 50 minutes 3 times a week. And then, to get, there's a step goal with me. I get so many steps a day, and I can usually get up early, knock a bunch of them out, and then just try to take short walks when I can. Um, you know, but I rarely have any issues with that too, unless I've been just sitting all day in a meeting. But no, it's everything is easy to do. You just have to do it, but it's not overly time consuming.
Awesome. Yeah, and you're doing it exactly as outlined, and that's why you're dropping these belts, those pant sizes, and seeing those changes, right? So I don't want to take all the credit here. Yeah, a lot goes to you for your follow through and your consistency, which is paying off beautifully here. And yeah, one last question I have before we end this today. What would you say to someone that's sitting on the fence and maybe he's not sure, should I do this? Should I do this on my own? There's a stranger on the internet. Like, what would
Sure.
your word of advice be?
Well, I could totally understand where you're coming from. It is, don't know the guy. He lives in Spain, which is super cool, by the way. No, I would say try it. Give it 3 solid months. That's kind of because I was on the fence, like, well, okay, I'll try for 3 months and see, and I'm going to continue after my initial period. But definitely just try it. It's one of those things, but you have to do the work. But definitely try it. It's when you look at the investment, it's very small compared to what you get back. Um, but there's no gimmicks. There's no, well, the gimmick is you have to do the work. You have to do what he asks you to do. But that's it. But there's nothing. There's not like, there's no fine print. It is what it is. I would say do it. Just give it a shot, and then see what happens. But it's been very good for me.
And you might just like Matt, drop a few pants and clothes, and that's then the new problem, right? So
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. And it's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have.
Mhm.
Sure.
Awesome. Good. Thank you so much for doing
Thank
this
you,
and
Mar.
having
I
me
appreciate.
on. Yeah.
Sure. Anytime.